Good day, everyone, especially to Miss Catherine Mendoza. Today, our group will be discussing about the fertilization and pregnancy. So, we'll explain how life begins from the meeting of the egg and sperm and to the early stages of pregnancy. So, the topics are fertilization, stages in fertilization and pregnancy. So, first, fertilization. Fertilization is the process in which a sperm cell from a male joins or fuses with an egg cell or ovum from a female. This union forms a new cell called a zygote, which is the beginning of a new organism. This process usually happens in the upper part of the fallopian tube. So, fertilization. To make it simple, ito po yung proseso kung saan nagmi-meet yung sperm ng lalaki at egg cell ng babae. So kapag nag-meet silang dalawa, merong mabubuong tinatawag nating zygote, which is the beginning of a new organism. So yung zygote po, ito po ay nadi-divide or nahahati into multiple times as it travels down to the fallopian tube papunta sa uterus. So kapag nakapag-travel na po yung zygote, ito naman po ay tinatawag na ngayong multicellular embryo kung saan nag-i-implant itself po ito sa endometrium at nagpo-form o nade-develop niya ang kanyang sarili into a baby. This process usually happens in the upper part of the fallopian tube. So yes po, ang fertilization ay karaniwang nagaganap or nagtatagpo sa upper part ng fallopian tube sapagkat ito po ang merong pinakamalapad or pinakaangkop na lugar para magtagpo ang dalawang selula at para makabuo ng panibagong buhay. So next, we have here 6 stages in fertilization. We have sperm transport, sperm penetration, fusion of sperm and egg, completion of meiosis in the egg, zygote formation, and prevention of polyspermy. And we'll explain kung papaano po yung step by step nitong lahat. So first, sperm transport. Sperm transport is the process by which sperm travel from the male body into the female reproductive system and move toward the egg. So in this slide, it explains how sperm travel from the male body into the female reproductive system and mag-move towards sa egg cell ng babae. First, ejaculation. So ejaculation, to make it simple, is when you releases a semen or cum from your penis into the vagina. Then second, movement through the cervix. Movement through the cervix, it explain na hindi agad napupunta yung sperm na lalaki sa egg cell ng babae. So, nananatili ang sperm na lalaki doon sa cervix, which is ito yung nagsisilbing gateway pa lang papunta sa reproductive system ng babae. Then, kapag nakapasok na yung sperm ng lalaki, mag-travel naman ito sa uterus. So, magta-travel yung sperm ng lalaki upward to the uterus. At habang nagta-travel yung mga sperm, mag-e-entry naman ito sa fallopian tube, which is doon karaniwang nangyayari or nagaganap yung pag-meet ng sperm ng lalaki at egg cell ng babae. So, kapag nag-meet sila, merong mabubuong new organism or yung tinatawag nating zygote.
So the next stage in the fertilization is the sperm penetration. Sperm penetration is the stage in fertilization where a sperm breaks through the protective layers of the egg so it can enter and fuse with it. So during this process, ang sperm ay marireach ang egg at magre-release ng enzymes na makakatulong na mag-pass through sa protective outer layers ng egg. So once na successfully na ma-penetrate ng sperm ang egg ay mag-iiba ang surface para ma-block yung ibang sperm sa pagpasok. So, nasisiguro nito na isang sperm lang ang makapag-fertilize sa egg, allowing normal development to begin. So, the first thing that happens in this stage is the contact with the egg or the zona pellucida recognition. So, after ma-reach ang fallopian tube, ang sperm ay ma-encounter ang outer shell ng egg cell na tinatawag na zona pellucida. So, inaalaw ng proteins or ng enzymes sa sperm surface na ma-recognize at makipag-bind sa layer na ito. So, sinisigurado sa process na ito na ang sperm ay isa sa mga correct species na dapat maka-enter sa egg cell. So, the next thing that happens in this stage is the acrosome reaction activation. So, in this process, ang tip ng sperm's head ay nagko-contain ng structure called the acrosome, which holds powerful enzymes. So, kapag ang sperm ay nakipag-bind sa zona pellucida or yung outer shell ng egg cell, ang acrosome ay nire-release yung powerful enzymes. So, this process is known as the acrosome reaction. Then, next is the enzymatic digestions of the zona pellucida. So, ang enzymes na na-release ng sperm ay binibreakdown at pinalalambot ang zona pellucida. Then, this creates a small pathway para ang sperm ay maitulak ang sarili nito pa forward. Then, at the same time, ang tail ng sperm ay mas mapuwersa nagbibit para makatulong na mag-penetrate ito ng mas malalim. Then next ay ang penetration through the zona pellucida. So ang sperm ay patuloy na binabaon ng kanyang sarili through the weakened outer layer. So typically, only one sperm reaches the inner membrane of the egg despite many attempting to enter. Then after that is the fusion of sperm and egg membranes. So kapag ang sperm ay na-reach na ang egg's plasma membrane, ang two membranes ay nag-merge. Then ang sperm ay nire-release nito ang kanyang nucleus at ang other internal components patungo sa egg. And lastly is the prevention of polyspermy. So after mag-enter ng isang sperm, ang egg ay nagtitrigger ng reaction na magpapatigas sa zona pellucida. So, this blocks all the other sperm from entering para ma-ensure na isang sperm lang ang mag-fertilize sa egg. So, to summarize, the sperm penetration is the biochemical and physical process by which a single sperm breaks through the egg's outer layers and fuses with its membrane. So, this sets the stage for fertilization to occur. So, next is the fusion of egg and sperm. So, fusion of egg and sperm is the moment during fertilization kung saan ang membranes ng sperm at egg ay nag-merge. So, allowing the sperm's nucleus to enter the egg. So, this fusion officially begins the formation of a new organism. So, the first thing that happens is the sperm reaches the egg's membrane. So, after penetrating the egg's outer layers, so ang sperm ay magta-touch sa egg's plasma membrane. Then, next is the membrane fissure occurs. So, ang outer membranes ng sperm ay magbe-blend sa membrane ng egg. So, this creates an opening kung saan ang nucleus ng sperm at other important contents can pass into the egg. Then next is the entry of the sperm's nucleus. So, ang genetic material ng sperms or ang 23 chromosomes ay mag-enter sa cytoplasm ng egg. So, ang tail ng sperm at most of its outer layer ay mag-stay outside. Then next is the egg activation. So, once na mangyari na ang fusion, ang egg ay nagiging activated. So, this completes its final stage of meiosis. At nag-start din ito ng chemical changes para ma-prevent ang other sperm from entering. Then lastly is the beginning of the zygote. So ang chromosomes ng egg at sperm ay nagmo-move toward each other and nagko-combine din eventually. So this combination forms a zygote, which is the first cell of a new individual. So in simple terms, ang fusion ay ang moment kung saan ang sperm at egg ay nag-unite. So allowing their genetic materials to join or merge and start the creation of a new life. The fourth stage is the completion of meiosis in the egg. Before fertilization, the egg or the ovum is not yet fully mature. It is paused in the middle of a cell division process called meiosis, which prefers the egg to have only half of the number of chromosomes. So the first thing that happens is the egg resumes meiosis. So when a sperm penetrates the egg, this signals the egg to resume and complete meiosis. Then second is the formation of the second polar body. So kapag na-finish na ang meiosis, so the egg releases a second polar body which helps ensures the egg has only half of the normal number of chromosomes. Then the last thing that happens in this stage is the preparation for fusion of genetic material. So this process prepares the egg so its genetic material can properly fuse with the sperm's genetic material, leading to a formation of a normal zygote.
Zygote formation. Zygote formation is the stage in fertilization when the genetic material of the sperm and the egg combine to create a new single cell called a zygote. Ibig sabihin po kapag po nagtagpo ang sperm at egg ng lalaki at babae, nagsumit po ang kanilang nuclei sa proseso ng fertilization kung saan nabubuo po ang zygote. At dito po nagsisimula ang bagong organismo o buhay. At unti-unti po itong magdi-develop hanggang sa maging embryo at sa huli po ay baby. Prevention to polyspermy. Prevention of polyspermy is the process by which the egg stops additional sperm from entering once one sperm has successfully fused with it. So, ang prevention of polyspermy po, ito po yung proseso kung saan pinipigilan ng itlog ang pagpasok ng ibang sperm pagkatapos pumasok ng unang sperm. Dahil tinitiyak po nito na isang sperm lang po ang mabubuo ng embryo para maiwasan ang maling bilang ng chromosomes kasi po kapag nasobran yung dami ng sperm na nakapasok ay maaari pong hindi mabuo yung embryo. Polyspermy means many sperms entering the egg, which is dangerous because it leads to abnormal numbers of chromosomes and the embryo cannot survive. So the egg uses two protective reactions. Ang polyspermy naman po, ito po yung kapag maraming sperm ang nakapasok sa egg. Delikado po ito kasi nagkakaroon po ng maling chromosomes at hindi po mabubuo yung embryo. Kaya po ang itlog ay may fast block at slow block para isang sperm lang po ang makakapasok at masiguro pong maayos ang fertilization.
Pregnancy is the period when a fertilized egg grows and develops inside the woman's uterus. It begins when a sperm cell from a man joins with egg cells from a woman. Alam naman po natin lahat na kapag may nangyari between two people at may lumabas na sperm cell galing sa lalaki ay makaka-create po talaga ito ng baby. And this forms a single cell na tinatawag po nating zygote. At ito pong zygote na ito ay magta-travel through the fallopian tube and i-attach na po yung sarili niya sa lining of the uterus at may tawag po sa process na ito. At based po sa discussion na naintindihan ko during our class ni Ma'am Kat ay ito po yung implantation. At once na na-implant na po ito, it starts dividing and developing into an embryo. And during the early weeks po na ito, the important body or the structure of the baby po ay nag-i-start na mabuo, like yung mga brain, heart, and the spinal cord po, nagbibigay na po siya mag-form. After about 8 weeks, the embryo is called the fetus. The fetus continues to grow inside the uterus, protected and nourished by the placenta, which nutrients from the mother's blood. The amniotic sac and the amniotic fluid also protect the baby by cushioning it from bumps or some sudden movements. Pregnancy typically lasts about 9 months or around 40 weeks, divided into 3 main stages known as trimester. We have our first trimester, second trimester, and our third trimester. And here are the 3 main trimesters. First trimester, week 1 to 12. The first trimester is the early stage of pregnancy, starting from conception to the end of the 12th week. During this period, the fertilized egg becomes an embryo and later a fetus. Important organs such as the heart, brain, spinal cord, and lungs begin to form. The baby's heartbeat can already be detected by the 6th week. The arms, leg, eyes, and ears start to develop. By the end of the trimester, the baby basic body structure is complete. For the mother, this stage may bring morning sickness, tiredness, and hormonal changes, since the body is adjusting to pregnancy.
Your first sign of pregnancy might have been a missed period. You can expect several other physical changes in the coming weeks as your body adjusts to the hormonal changes of pregnancy. Rising levels of HCG may be responsible for the waves of nausea and vomiting that are known as morning sickness. Despite its name, morning sickness can occur any time of day. A pregnant person may also feel more tired than usual during the first trimester, a symptom linked with rising levels of the hormone progesterone, which increases sleepiness. Progesterone also acts as a muscle relaxant, preventing your uterus from contracting until the onset of labor. But those same muscle relaxing properties can also cause heartburn and constipation, as it slows down your digestive tract. And finally, progesterone is associated with that classic irritability present in the premenstrual period. And because your progesterone levels stay elevated during your pregnancy, mood swings can be a side effect. Meanwhile, estrogen helps to maintain the endometrial lining, which is vital for the baby's development. Estrogen is believed to promote an increase in blood flow, which is important for nourishing the baby. But that extra blood flow has the side effect of making your breasts achy and tender. The increased blood flow can also cause you to head to the bathroom more often, as your kidneys process the extra fluids and your uterus puts pressure on your bladder. You might feel the urgent and frequent need to pee. Fortunately, increased blood flow has at least one potential benefit. It may be the reason for your skin's healthy pregnancy glow. Most pregnant women gain between 10 kilograms and 12.5 kilograms and put on most of the weight after week 20.
Second trimester, week 13 to 26. The second trimester is often called the golden period of pregnancy because many early symptoms starts to fade and the mother feels more comfortable. The baby also grows quickly during this time. The fetus becomes more active. The mother can feel the baby's movements called quickening. The baby starts to develop facial features and can even make small movements like sucking or swallowing. The baby the baby's bones become stronger and the sex usually can be seen through the ultrasound. The babies can now hear sounds from outside the womb. For the mother, the abdomen grows larger and she may feel more energetic compared to the first trimester.
The third trimester includes weeks 27 through 40 of pregnancy. The baby is considered full term at the end of week 37. You'll gain about 0.5 kilograms a week until delivery. This trimester brings back some of the toughest early pregnancy symptoms, such as fatigue and the frequent need to pee, and introduces new ones, like Braxton Hicks contractions. There is a time of steady growth as your baby gets ready for birth. As your baby gains weight, fat is stored under the skin. This smooths your baby's skin and makes your baby look plumper. During the beginning of this trimester, you may feel plenty of kicks, squirms, flips, and hiccups. At 32 weeks, your baby has grown so much that there is much less room to move around. You can feel the difference in your baby's movements, which are like wriggles and twists. Your baby starts having regular sleep and wake cycles, and you will notice the difference in activity. You may also notice your baby responding to bright light as well as sound. The lungs are the last major organ to finish developing and are unique in that they are one of the only systems that stay primarily dormant until birth. Every other system, such as the cardiac system, is fully up and running, even while the baby is still in utero. A baby in the womb gets their oxygen supply from the placenta, so their lungs don't get their official test run until the moment they're born. The most important part of lung development is the production of surfactants, a mixture that coats the lungs. This helps keep the air sacs, where the oxygen exchange happens, open. As the fetus grows in size and crowds the abdominal cavity, some mothers-to-be experience difficulty taking deep breaths. However, around 36 weeks, your baby will move further down into your pelvis. You will then notice more room near your ribs, and breathing will become easier. But this also places more pressure on your bladder. You may experience Braxton Hicks contractions, which are the tightening of the uterus muscles. They last around 30 seconds and are more likely to occur in the afternoon or after physical activity. They are not a sign that labor has begun. In the final week of pregnancy, you may notice the release of the mucus plug that sits within the cervical canal. This is an early sign that your labor will begin soon.
And that is all our report. And again, we are the Group 4. Thank you.